Alright, what's up YouTube? We're back, and today we're gonna check the interwebs to see how the community is feeling about Mortal Kombat 1. So we'll be focusing on the Mortal Kombat videos that Dynasty made with some news and Fate's community questions. He made a few videos and last week, and some of them were pretty interesting questions, such as is Mortal Kombat 1 evil? Is there life after only pros? And the last one is the third meter bar problem. So let's start off with the best news team for Mortal Kombat 1, which is basically the Dynasty and his elite data miners, the Thinny and Interloco. So based on Dynasty video, I wanted to focus on the news and the game modes and the leaks. Yeah, Lucky's also here. So they found a list of new game modes. Most of these modes we have been discussed in my last video. However, in the new video we have some Mercy and Cameo name wins sound files. So those are pretty cool. Now, if you want to hear those audio files, check the links in the description below. But other than that, we have a list of updates. So the Mercy files have been added to the game, and there's a quest for it with online tracking. So the fact that they are connected with the quest could mean two things. It's either that you have to unlock the Mercy ability by completing a certain quest, because quests are different from the daily and the weekly challenges. My guess is that it's gonna be unlocked with the next season's higher rounds. And these higher rounds that are available after you beat the season boss, granting you access to an artifact, and that lets you pass through the gates to the higher rounds. So the main reason I speculate this, because it's the easiest way to add a certain quest to an invasion. Now the other option is similar, however you need to perform the Mercy to claim a certain reward. And these rewards can be talismans, relics, or even skins. But I would like to have the seasonal quest with seasonal unlockable rewards. So I think that would be very cool to do. So, but let me know what you guys think of that. So for our next point, it's the Test Your X modes. Now these can be Test Your Might, Sight and Strike minigames. So Dynasty also said that Test Your Strike and Test Your Might are basically the same, but I think there's one main difference, and I think that Test Your Might is like it used to be back in the day and how it is in the story mode, that you have to strike once your might is above a certain strike level. And with Test Your Strike, it's actually the Test Your Might games that we have now. So this means that the current Test Your Mights are similar to the Test Your Strike requirements back from the Midway games. Well, however, the animation is different, as the player would break the whole object instead of striking it with a specific critical hit within the object. Like, it has to be a critical hit, and it has a minimal and a max line indicating the area to strike. It's pretty similar to how Test Your Might is done now in Invasions, for instance. However, they can also use the minigames, survival games introduced in Season 1 and that they have also in Season 3. These were the games where you either had to destroy objects to survive a round. So I wouldn't be surprised if they make a tower based on this and call this Test Your X, combining all the mini games in one tower. But let me know what you guys think below. I mean, and how you guys think Test Your X is going to be and how it's gonna roll out. So for the next point is stage transitions. Even though they are added to the game, they could be there just for a build for Injustice 3. But if it's not announced in 2024, it might still be for Mortal Kombat 1. So I'm thinking it's for Mortal Kombat 1, as the DC universe isn't doing so well at Warner Bros. I think they wanted to make Injustice 3, but with the recent box office failures, it's gonna be hard for developers to sell a game, and it would just might flop because it's woke instead of it's woke DC instead of the regular DC that everybody wants. So it could be the comic disaster with a developed game. I think that's the reason we got Mortal Kombat 1 instead of Injustice 3. And it's basically that the DC backlash on Aquaman and the Flash movies was so big that they didn't want to risk putting more DC out and not selling it. But however, Joker 2 still needs to be released, and I don't think this Joker's universe will be connected to this game. So the stage transitions could still be connected for Mortal Kombat 1, because there's no reason to make an Injustice 3 yet. So personally, I hope it's the second one, and my guess it's going to be added to Mortal Kombat Aftermath, extended story DLC. We could explore some more areas with different stages. And again, these areas can serve as stages to expand existing areas. So this makes Invasion more fun, because at this time we have to battle the entire mesa only on one stage. So that gets pretty boring pretty fast if you keep seeing the same stage and you keep playing with playing against different opponents. You know, it's not a change of scenery, only the players. So so yeah, I would really want this to happen. You know, this makes the invasions more fun because we get to battle the entire mesa with more stages. So on to the next point, online lobbies. In the last video, hey, yeah, we know you're here. Yeah, you okay? You okay, Goofy? Yeah, can I continue? Can I continue? All right. So this could be the online lobbies. In the last video, we talked about these online lobbies and how I think King of the Hill Survivor and King of the Hill Forever could be matchmaking lobbies, and that these are actually connected to the online lobbies. So the link to that video will also be in the description, so check that out. So the next topic is the scavenger hunt. I think this is the quest needed to get the seasonal skins, talismans or relics, and as I said in the last video. But I could also I could be wrong, and it could also mean that you're just fighting against characters that have special power-ups or use special consumables. And if you win the fight, you get to scavenge their consumables, or whether it's, or maybe it's the talisman that they're using, or the relic even. And like that, it's a scavenger hunt. So I think that's probably the way it's gonna go. And maybe they have a few quest steps that you have to do, a few of them, in order to get the certain talisman or relic or consumable even. So but we will just have to see. And there's another reason I think this is because the seasonal progress of some of these in this season, it's way harder to progress because some consumables are hard to find or are only limited. So another thing that bothered me in this season was the availability of these consumables, and they're again basically low to non-existent. So another thing you can do is grant epic talismans power-ups that could, for instance, add charges to the talisman. Because last season everybody was making that ultimate war horn, and to go against the seasonal tower to try to max out everything. But they took this power up out of the shops. So I was a bit sad because in season 3 I wanted to make a few talismans. I was really gonna go for that, and I wasn't really free to do what I wanted to and make what I want, you know, just to play with it a bit. And that was kind of sad that they took that out. So yeah, you have to beat the opponent and scavenge their consumables, talisman, power up, and that's basically my idea for the scavenger hunt. So for the warrior shrine is basically where you can get your Combat League awards using your Combat League currency, and the regular warrior shrine is the one for the invasion currency. But at this point they have some currency, they have the same currency, so there's only one shrine, but with 2 shrines. Does that mean that the regular shrine will be divided into 2, and giving them both a round of skins, or yeah, what, concept art, or maybe even stages, who knows, or gear. That would be cool too. But yeah, that gives you then both the Combat League to grind for to get your coins, and you have to do invasions to get your coins. But to be honest, I think this is gonna be a game breaker for a lot of players, because they don't want to play all these modes. They only want to play the modes that they want to play. So I actually think this could be a game breakup for some people. For instance, the people that want to collect everything, all the content in the game, they are really forced now to play either more invasions or more Combat League, because they don't really have a choice, because it's different currency. So I really hope they don't do that, and they keep it as it is, and they just have two shrines. So but let me know you guys think about this in the comment section below, you know, because this is just my opinion, but maybe a lot of you guys are like, yeah, let's have 2 shrines and let's work for 2 shrines. Maybe that's the type of fun you guys are looking for. I'm not sure. It's not my jam, to be honest. I rather play what I like to play and try to unlock everything. So, but okay, next one. The next topic is the tag team mode, which has been in the game 3 updates ago and isn't available yet, as the current tag team switch only happens if the playable character dies. So the cameo will be fully playable after the normal player dies. So this means that the cameo names will be announced as winners instead of the first playable character. So I think they should fix the issue and definitely add this mode to the game to give the game more playability. And it's another version of the game that's accessible. So that could really, with another game mode, you could have build your player base. You could have two player bases for one game. So that's awesome. So if they only added so if they only added a 1 versus 1 mode, the game would have a big expansion of this playability on the strategies that people would have to have playing only with one character. And it's important, and the most important of all, it creates a lot more fun for the Mortal Kombat players. So again, let me know what you guys think, you know, like let me know what you guys think in the comment section, you know, because it's important for us all to have fun with this game. And for the last topic on the Elder Gods news list was the cameo mode. So they found audio files for the cameo names winners. So this would mean that the cameo performs the last blow, or that the cameo does a finishing move, either a fatality or a brutality. That's an easy one to try to solve like that. But it still doesn't add up for the cameo mode. So I think the cameo mode could be the one-on-one mode for cameo fighters, or that it's simply labeling it as the cameo mode, but it's really the 1 versus 1 mode with both the cameo fighters and the regular players that can fight against each other. So to make it perfectly clear, you would be able to choose Cyrex to go against Nitara, for instance. So, but my biggest concern is how they would do the intro animations, as it would be cool to have the new cameo lines dialogue for all cameos with the existing playable roster. So this will mean that they would have to have a budget for the voice actors as well. So where will this money come from? Is that the reason they were pushing us to no, they were pushed to put everything on sale because they need to have the money to invest into these ideas. And what else can we expect? Again, like Dynasty said, where are the community managers? It's also something I told them in a chat with Fate. I asked, like, where are these community managers? If we would have a monthly update, we could be engaged with the process of what's going on behind the scenes to make Mortal Kombat the best game there is. You would get the community feedback to tweak everything to the community's desire. And a happy community creates money. And an unhappy community will only result in a bigger loss of the projected sales. So keep us happy, you know, let us know what's going on. But keeping us in the dark, it's only gonna create more problems. It's only gonna push us more away. So my advice is to create a battle plan for the year, so we are engaged with every step. But again, that's something you guys have to decide to do. I'm holding my fingers crossed. Alright, that was it for the Elder Gods Team news by Dynasty, The Thinny and Interloco. Be sure to follow them for the latest finds in Mortal Kombat 1. And yeah, because they're really awesome guys, and it's them actually that's keeping the Mortal Kombat alive for a lot of these fans. So let's move on to Fate's videos. Now, if you don't know Fate, Fate stands for Fight All Die Enemies. And he has a channel I've been following because he's a game critic that gives a voice to the Mortal Kombat consumers and fans. So be sure to follow him as well, as he makes some good points to consider to make this game more fun for everyone, instead of catering to a certain group. So for his section, I want to focus on 3 questions he asked the last week in his videos. Is Mortal Kombat evil? Is there life after Only Pros? And the third one is the meter progression issue. So for the first question, is Mortal Kombat evil? When I first saw this vid, I was like, hey, did he see the same thing that I actually saw? But Fate decided to take the Mortal Kombat side, as he explained it that it was basically good versus evil, and that the good guys win the tournament. But originally in the first game, we didn't really know who won the tournament until Mortal Kombat 2 came out. The original game mode was choose your player, choose your destiny. So you can choose to terrorize or liberate after you win the tournament. So, and that's basically the outcome of the Mortal Kombat games. So I always thought it was duality, giving the player the choice to be the good guy or the bad guy. So the choice is basically yours. However, in the last 2 games, things got more immersive and more story points that tend to the dark stories but we learn to love. So, but the main thing that got me thinking that Mortal Kombat was evil is this new symbol that's on Ermac's chest. Let's just say it's an unholy sign. The designers don't know, maybe the designers don't know about this, but in this world the sign is seen more and more, and I'm sad to say I'm sad to see that one of these of my favorite characters is wearing this symbol on his chest. Like Superman has his S on the chest. It's a symbol for hope. But this one is not the symbol for hope. I think there's no reason to make this costume the way that it is. Another thing that they like to play with is saying that Netherrealm is actual hell. So your company is basically called Hell Studios, led by a fallen angel, Red Boon. No, Red Boon, no. I'm just kidding. I don't believe you're evil. But I do believe that your studio feels like development hell at this moment, with Warner Bros. Needing quick sales and studios that try to solve the demands of the consumers and the investors. I think you're living in hell. So it's not a nice place to be, and certainly not somebody that has numerous games on his list that did so well. So yeah, I think they made it they made it a hell for themselves, and that by giving us a monthly combat cast addressing the progression, addressing the patches next to the breakdowns they do for the DLC characters, will create community trust and community support, which will generate into community sales. So yeah, I think that they play with the idea of being evil, and that certain elements brought into the game are basically for dark magic to generate sales. But again, I could be wrong on this, and it's just a designer within the team that's strolling with the symbol and without anybody else noticing it. So I'm saying Mortal Kombat is based on duality, and NRS is placed with the idea that they are hell that unleashes Mortal Kombat games into the world, and that the hidden stuff is there for the dark magic purposes to make the game more profitable. I don't agree with it, but I can understand how people can become desperate to sacrifice anything to get their goal achieved. Yeah, you too. So, on the next question, is there life after only pros? As a tournament organizer, I have some connections with some local pros from the Netherlands and from Belgium. Both have great players that have attended my tournaments. They both, the top guys, they both played MKX and Mortal Kombat 11. But each of these top guys from each country has also matured in life, and both of them got a bit older, and life gets more complicated with more obstacle objectives and goals. So one of them is actually playing and the other one isn't. So bringing out a new game with new gimmicks could result into old pros going into retirement, as others would still give it another go to see how far they get. But the main factors that the pro players go into retirement are again the obstacles, the objectives, and the goals of the players they have in real life. But often enough, if you have been a professional, it's hard to let things go. So the usual route that they take is to become a coach for new pros. This way they are still engaged in the game and the community after their professional career. So and this usually happens when they shift down from professional to competitive gaming, or yeah, basically to say professional competitive gaming to social competitive gaming. There is definitely still life for the only pros, but it still depends on the individual's obstacles, objectives, and goals in real life. They will always be competitive, and they will always be tech savvy, because that has been rooted in them for years as they played professional. So they, yeah. Lucky you keep going, no? So, they always have that pro player hidden inside them. But it's up to them to let the beast out. On the last topic, this is gonna be not the last, yeah, it's the last topic, it's the last video that I'm gonna talk about, is the 3-bar progression system. So Fade has made a video addressing that the third bar generates way slower than the meter 1 and 2. So I see the problem he has with this, but I think I understand what NRS was going for. I think the idea was to do I think the idea was that they don't want people to break combos instantly and give the aggressor a chance to finish their combos. So let's break these combos down in sizes. So you basically have 10 to 20% combos labeled as small combos. 30 to 40 are the mid combos, and 40 and above are the big combos. So to perform a low combo, you don't need to have meter. To perform a medium combo, you need to either use meter or use your cameo. For a higher combo, you can use more meters, or you can combine it with your cameo for even bigger one. So they give again the aggressors the chance to do a big combo. To counter that, the opponent is able to use his mid to big combos using 1 meter bar and a cameo bar. So when you get both players to do big combos in the beginning, they both basically have a similar health. So depending if they used the second big combo, or that they simply have hope that the combo gets dropped by the other player, it depends. Will they break or will they use their fatal blow? But this means again that the aggressor will have more options and the defender will have less tools for a comeback. And again, these comebacks are usually the big comebacks with a fatal blow. So it's actually the choice between a fatal blow or a combo breaker for the last phase of round 1. The player is also able to save the meter for the next round, so this would give him an advantage on his opponent. So for people that can't do the big combos, the fatal blow is a lifesaver, but advanced players will use the breakers as a lifesaver. As most of us are used to breaking with 2 bars, the breaker feels useless. So that's basically how it works in theory. However, in reality, there are so many combo possibilities that go around the use of meter and cameo. Because some of these characters have this advantage, the game feels broken to most players. And the fact that you have to wait 70 seconds for a combo makes this game a beat him up game instead of a fighting game. And what I mean by that is that the fighting game is 2 players fighting defense and offensive measures. When you're able to do big combos back to back without a combo meter, or without combo breakers that are easily accessible, it no longer is a fighting game. It's definitely a beat 'em up game. And you just have to wait your turn, and you have to have your luck. And that, my friends, is no fun for the average Mortal Kombat consumer. And making it a game that people get tired for waiting on their turn to beat the other person up will only result in players leaving this game. And yeah, it's gonna be a very small group that still keeps playing it then. So my suggestion is custom game mode. The custom game mode, there is a place where players get full access to create the game they want. So I'm actually gonna make a what if video for this. I'm gonna break it down for you guys. How my vision for these custom games should be. But I'm not gonna go in too deep about that, because otherwise this video is gonna be way too long. But for that word, custom games, I would definitely like to know what you guys think that should be added in those custom games? Let me know in the comments section below, and I'll be sure to take that with me in that video then. So, alright guys, that's it for this video. If you made it this far, I want to thank you for your viewership. We have a lot of Mortal Kombat videos on our channel, including a top 5 show, a speculation show called What If, and the Like to See show, where we discuss the stuff we would like to see in games. So again, if you like these videos, be sure to like, share and subscribe. Special shout out to the Elder Gods news team, which is basically Dynasty, The Thinny and Interloco. A special shout out to Fate for giving us critical consumer viewpoints and pushing that the game is fun for everyone. And I really think that is the key for this game to survive its own product life cycle. And last but not least, a special shout out to MLA Gaming, the real Charles Xavier of the FGC. You had an awesome stream, and we came up with a beautiful idea to make the community more fun. And there are also people that were in the chat: Ringy, Predator, Outworld Dragoon, Math, and many others that helped to shape this idea. And Fate, contact us because this idea is fire. It's time to make Mortal Kombat great again. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Always remember, yesterday is history, tomorrow's a mystery. My name is Ro MrE, and thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Ciao.
Come here! Are you not entertained?